I have not seen any of these pictures before, but nothing is really surprising me when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein and his decadence and misogyny. I've been investigating Jeffrey Epstein since 2012. And as you noted, I put his black book and flight logs on the internet in 2015. For me, these pictures are just variations of a theme. Welcome to the sordid world of Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah, it's a sordid world, but did we learn anything new? I want to bring in criminal and civil rights attorney, trial attorney, Josh Schiffer. He's here. Not only can he help sort through the junk from the relevant in this avalanche of documents, but you know what? He has skin in the game. His firm has actually represented several of Jeffrey Epstein's accusers over the years. Thank you so much for taking the time. Okay, anything, obviously, tells a lot of the story, more of the background. There's certain things we knew. Anything in there that you think moves the needle in a way that hasn't before, or has a legal impact in a way that hasn't before?
More than move any specific needle, it moves the whole conversation and discourse forward in an additional evolution, because now we have more. Just like the gentleman you interviewed before, there's this whole universe of people that have been researching and looking at Jeffrey Epstein for literally a couple of decades. None of this is new, and we're seeing more proof of that with reports going back 30 years in one of the disclosures that comes out today. So there's nothing new that's really shocking. It confirms a lot of what we've suspected. We now have kind of fresh images in our mind. I think it's going to be hard to forget a few of these specifically. Will Winnie the Pooh ever be the same after being in at least one of these pictures? But what it's really doing is exposing how much we don't know.
And that's the key. So here's the part. At the very best for people, it's embarrassing. At the very worst, it suggests some sort of knowledge or involvement. What do I mean? I think the redactions are the most important thing. Yes, the full blanket pages of redactions, but the faces of people that are redacted, that are blacked out, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't the Attorney General in 15 days need to tell Congress why there are those redactions? So if you look at a photo of President Clinton, former President Clinton, with somebody whose face is redacted, don't they have to say it's redacted because that person's a minor or a victim or there's an ongoing investigation? Am I wrong?
No, you're absolutely right. And that's actually the big discussion that's evolved over the past several hours, as there appear to be some inconsistencies in what was redacted, which faces are blurred, which weren't, who is able to be found in the kind of search bar. Now, remember, Todd Blanche and Pam Bondi, they're talking about how they are employing literally hundreds of lawyers around the clock to go through these files. But in many ways, that's in clear, knowing violation of the law that was passed and signed by the president. We're supposed to have this work already done. We're supposed to have these releases today. And there's a big question about whether that knowing violation of the law, the willfulness in going forward and saying, we're not releasing what we're supposed to. What happens next, and what's the political response going to be?
There was an aspect to it where it kind of corroborated what Maria Farmer had said at one point, that there were accusations against Epstein that she made from the early 90s, and you have this document from the FBI from 1996. For your clients, your firm's clients, did it corroborate anything? Did it add a piece to the story? Does it affect, and forgive me, if any ongoing cases they may have against Epstein's estate?
No, the litigation that we were primarily involved with has concluded because it was related to the issues back in the islands. However, there are additional cases that have come about, and many lawyers are working on those on behalf of victims who have still been left unwhole, who have still been left injured. And there's massive amounts of money still in the estate, an estate that every lawyer basically said would get bankrupted through this process.
Yeah, and real quick, do you think there's going to be any kind of repercussions for not releasing all of these photos on day one? Excuse me, materials on day one.
Absolutely. There's going to be a very strong pushback. There's already discussion about impeachment. Certainly, it's some saber rattling to a degree, but this is serious stuff. This was a law that was knowingly and openly violated. There's going to be interpretations on that, but this story is a long way from over, and people could end up really in trouble.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.